Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Undersecretary, Your Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear friends, what a wonderful turnout, and thank you so much for coming in such large numbers tonight here to the Dutch Embassy. We really, really appreciate your time. I know how busy you are. I certainly know it from all my colleagues, and I know how you run from one event to the other. So thank you for taking the time for coming here tonight and signing the pledge. Yes. To all of you. Mayor Gray will join us presently, but we thought in view of all your busy schedules, we will start, and as soon as the mayor's here, he will come and join us here at the front. So we're talking about sustainability tonight, and of course sustainability is a global challenge. With the Rio +20 Sustainability Summit approaching in June, sustainability is certainly very high on the global agenda. But while the challenges on sustainability are global, our efforts to strengthen sustainability will have to be local. We will have to do it in our own communities. And it is, for instance, no accident that in Rio, the topic of sustainable cities is high on the agenda. Cities are already responsible for 2/3 of all energy consumption, 60% of all water consumption, and 70% of all greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. So making cities more sustainable is therefore of key importance to all of us. A message that Washington, D.C. has heard loud and clear, and I quote, that this city today is head and shoulders above many of the other states, according to the US Green Building Council. So well done, D.C. And Mayor Gray has certainly shown great leadership in making the city and the district a more sustainable environment to work and live in. And I think something that we all as guests here as embassy in this much appreciated city very much appreciate, and we are very grateful for that. We also very much appreciate and are grateful for the leadership of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. She really has shown leadership in this regard, and under the steady guidance of our favorite colleague, Undersecretary of State Pat Kennedy. Thank you, Pat, for doing such a wonderful job. I think your Greening Embassies initiative really has brought all of us together here, so thank you very much for doing that. And so we tried to make our own contribution as a Dutch embassy. And how did we do this? About 2 years ago, in 2010, we started a dialogue with the Department of Transportation on making the city more bicycle friendly. So we did a Think Bike workshop, and I hope you all noticed the wonderful Dutch bike outside. And I know the colleagues from my economic department know where you can buy them if you're interested in a bike. They're excellent bikes, I can tell you. A couple of months ago, the Go Dutch Consortium discussed sustainable urban renewal, Northwest One and in Berry Farms, with the District of Columbia and their colleagues here from the Go Dutch Consortium as well. And last but certainly not least, we invested in greening our own embassy building. And I'm very proud to be able to announce to you today that we got our embassy LEED certified. And I thought it was the second embassy in the district, after, of course, the excellent example of our Finnish colleagues. But I heard from João Almeida, our EU colleague, that he lives and works in a LEED gold building. So maybe we're the third one, but whatever. We're still in the top 3 of embassies who've taken these steps. And let me really, again, commend my Finnish colleague for your leadership. You were the first when you constructed your new embassy, and you just told us a little bit about it in the seminar we had earlier on today. And I really think seeing that big banner, you know, LEED certified embassy, we all thought, if they can do it, we have to be able to do it too. So you really got us competing, and that's very good. But of course, you have a fairly new building, but for other colleagues in the room, we have an older building. This building dates back to the early 60s, so it's 50 years old. And you wonder, can it be done with an older building as well? So let me say a few words on how we achieved our LEED certification in this older building. I have to say it started with the enthusiasm and dedication of some of our colleagues here at the embassy. And you know, if you don't have a few people who really decide to go for this, it doesn't happen. We also had the support of a Dutch consultancy firm, Corporate Facility Partners, and they benchmarked our carbon footprint against 500 similar organizations in the US. And we found out that we were an average performer, so we weren't very good and we weren't that bad either. And probably many of us in all the buildings are in a similar kind of situation. Like you, we did not have any additional budget. Money is scarce, we all suffer from austerity measures and we all have to really be careful. So we did not have new or extra money to do this. But we found out that there are a number of measures that could easily be implemented and that had a pretty quick return on investment. For instance, regulating our air conditioning and heating systems better. And I talked to the firm that helped us do this. It's amazing how something that seems so simple as just regulating your heating and air conditioning can already make a very big difference in the footprint. So today we are carbon free as to our gas and electricity usage. We lowered our energy consumption by 23% and we saved almost $50,000 on our yearly energy bill. So not only did we have to not pay any budget up front, but we actually saved money by implementing this. So, of course, the money we saved is important and it's very welcome in times of austerity. But greening our embassy was not just something we did for the money. It's also something we did because we feel co-responsible for the environment that we live in and for the city that we all share. And this collaborative approach maybe also comes from the Dutch tradition. As many of you know, we are a small delta at the sea. We are very, very, very densely populated. I think we're the second or third densely populated country in the world. 2/3 of our country is at or below sea level. So if you don't collaborate and if you don't cooperate, you simply drown and you can't keep your head above the water. So I don't know if it's something we should be proud of, but it's at least something that we have no other option but to do. Mr. Mayor, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you will accept our apologies for starting. But absolutely, absolutely. So you haven't missed anything yet. I just said why we started doing this and how much we appreciate the collaboration with Washington, D.C., the City of D.C., and the State Department. So anyway, I think the collaborative effort is really important here. Sustainable urban planning, very important. Strong economic ties. And I would be remiss if I wouldn't say that we are a big investor in the United States. And because of the Dutch investment, there 625,000 jobs are created here in the United States. And we believe in the importance of working together. So the collaborative approach to sustainability also drives the Dutch private sector in the United States. There's an example of Philips company. They helped Alabama. They partnered with Alabama in the Alabama Saves public-private program, leveraging both government funding and private equity. They provide efficient lighting projects producing substantial savings. And the financial package that they offer with LED makes such technologies more easily available. I was at Eindhoven Brainport last week in the Netherlands, and one of the problems often of the good inventions that there are in sustainability is that they require investment upfront. And like us, a lot of organizations don't have it, but they now have very good financing packages that can help you as well with that investment. So anyway, after this little commercial about the Netherlands and companies and why we do this, I would like to conclude and not take much more of your time. And I think my point is that no one country, no one city, no one embassy can do this by themselves. We need to work together, we need to cooperate, we need to collaborate, and that's why we're so pleased with this collaboration and cooperation with DC and with the State Department. More than 40 embassies have come here tonight to sign the pledge, and we very much appreciate your coming here and participating. I think it's a unique example of international cooperation in a big major city here in the United States. And again, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for your leadership in sustainability and in making your city a sustainable city. And thank you to the State Department for your Greening Embassies initiative. And thank you all once more again for coming. We will try not to make this too long, so you have time to either go to your other business or join us for a drink here. We have Undersecretary Kennedy who will say a few words, and after that I will invite all the embassies who are going to sign to this table to sign the pledge. And after that the mayor will say a few words, then we have a photo opportunity, and then we can drink and eat and be merry or do other useful things. So, Mr. Undersecretary, may I please call you to the floor.
Your Honor, Mr. Mayor, Excellencies, particularly our distinguished host, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, distinguished guest. I am very heartened to see all of you here tonight on this very, very special occasion, one that affords us the opportunity to demonstrate our support for the goals of sustainability and environmental performance, goals that are held by so many in these organizations. For many of us signing the pledge tonight, the track of carrying out our mission in a more sustainable and environmentally sound manner is well established. We very much look forward also to hearing from all of your experiences. For those of you who are just starting out and are wondering, what am I getting into? Don't worry. This is one of the best things that you can do for your embassy and for this world's environment. Speaking on behalf of Secretary Clinton and the State Department, we have been engaged in making our operations more sustainable for quite some time. Such efforts as shifting to vehicles that use alternative cleaner fuels, and we'll be receiving our first all-electric vehicles very soon, seeking out energy-efficient gains in our physical plant operations, and making our facilities more friendly for employees who commute by bicycle, and encouraging others, when possible, to carpool or take advantage of Washington, D.C.'s extensive and wonderful mass transit system. All demonstrate our commitment to protecting the environment. Going green and becoming more efficient not only helps the environment, but also helps increase productivity in our workforce, improve the way you view your activities, cultivating a culture of efficiency seekers, and of course, saving money. Let me give you a few examples of a small change that we made that had big rewards. We used to have our employees sign off their computers at the end of the day, but leave the power on because the computers were updated from the central server every evening. Last year, through our own efforts and with the support and encouragement of the White House, we programmed our computers to shut down automatically when the workforce went home, then turn back automatically in the middle of the night so they can be updated by the servers, and after updating, then shut themselves down again to come back on in the morning. I think this is a very small activity. But when you have a facility as large as the U.S. State Department headquarters, this has saved the department over $1.7 million last year. In sum, greening can create some very dollar bill green savings. A final comment. The pledge many of us are taking tonight is extremely special because it wraps the aspirations of our institutions, the diplomatic community, with that of the local community, recognizing that we not only work in the district, but leave an impact and a footprint means that we work in parallel with the city and join forces to a common goal. By doing so, we are not only international organizations, but local contributors and contributors to the community from whom we gain so much. Again, I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. There is a wonderful year planned for this forum. In cooperation with several federal agencies, we will be holding a number of workshops and events where your staffs and facilities managers will be able to train, learn, and exchange ideas on improving all of our operations. And please, I ask all of you to take advantage of them. In closing, let me extend a very, very special thanks to the Ambassador Renée Jones-Bos for hosting this event this evening. And of course, thank you, Mayor Gray, and all of you honored guests for attending. Good luck in this coming year.
Okay, now we're going to do a bit of speed dating because I would like to ask all of you embassies to come forward and sign the book, but in order to have a little bit of order and not all charge up at the same time, I will call out pairs of two. Would like you to come here onto the stage, sign the pledge, sign the big poster, and move out on the other side and go back to your seat again, so we can listen to the mayor later on. Right. So the first team is Australia and Belgium. Up here. And whilst they are signing, Bulgaria and Croatia can already get slowly but gradually up from there. It's a little bit like the song festival, isn't it? Bulgaria and Croatia, please, may I invite you? And then the next one will be Canada and Denmark, please, may I invite you? Okay. Waar is die andere lijst? Okay. Cyprus and Estonia. I don't think Estonia is there. Ecuador and Finland. And may I ask Fiji and Germany to come forward. And next on my list I have the Embassy of France and the Embassy of Israel. Are you here? Yes, thank you. And then the Embassy of Greece and the Embassy of Japan. Embassy of Hungary and Embassy of Luxembourg. Embassy of Ireland and Principality of Monaco. Embassy of Italy and Embassy of the Philippines. Embassy of India and the Embassy of Poland. Embassy of Latvia and the Embassy of the Slovak Republic. Embassy of Liechtenstein and Embassy of South Africa. Embassy of Malta, Embassy of Sweden. Ambassador of Mexico, and myself. Embassy of Royal Nepalese Embassy and Embassy of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, please. Embassy of the United Arab Emirates and Embassy of Uruguay. Embassy of New Zealand and Embassy of Venezuela. Embassy of Korea and Embassy of Portugal, please. Embassy of Slovenia and Embassy of Switzerland. IFC, a member of the World Bank Group, and the World Bank, also a member of the World Bank Group. Delegation of the European Union and Lithuania. I still have the Embassy of Honduras, and I understand the Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago is here as well. Is that correct? and Embassy of Botswana, and Embassy of Romania. And then I would like to ask if there's any other embassy that is here, but that I have not mentioned, because maybe we got it wrong in our administration, or we missed out on anyone. If there's any other embassy that would like to sign the pledge, yes, please, Ambassador. Yeah, you're very welcome. Our neighbor of Cameroon. And then I think I finally have the United Nations UNEP environmental program. Is there another embassy that would like to say? Haiti, wonderful. Final call for any other embassies? I don't see any. Last call, last orders, please. All right, then maybe can I ask UNEP now to come forward and sign? Ah, there we are already. Yeah, very good. We try to make this as painless as possible and to take as little time as possible. So thank you all for cooperating and coming so smoothly onto the stage. Okay, I think we've got all the signatures now. Thank you very much. And well, that's, as I said, more than 40 embassies who've signed the pledge. And I really, I think that's a wonderful amount of embassies that have committed to this. And I'm sure that together we can help the city and we can help the State Department in this Greening Embassies initiative.